Living to 70 isn't unusual. Millions of people reach 70, but reaching 70 and still being able to do the 8 things I'm going to mention today, that is rare, extraordinarily rare. Because most people at that age have already lost at least 3 of these abilities without realizing it. They lost them gradually, year after year, until one day they could no longer do something they used to do without thinking. And if you're between 70 and 80 years old and can do all or almost all of the things on this list, you need to know something. Your body is doing something that most bodies your age can no longer do. Not by luck, because something in your genetics, your habits, your attitude, or a combination of the 3 has kept you functioning at a level that science considers exceptional. A study published in The Lancet Health and Longevity in 2024 confirmed that intrinsic functional capacity, which is the combination of all your physical and mental abilities, directly predicts your risk of disability and mortality. Not your age, your functional capacity. There are 75-year-olds who function like 60-year-olds and 65-year-olds who function like 85-year-olds. Age is just a number. Your function is your reality. If you find this topic important, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so this information can reach more people who truly need it. Welcome to this space. If you're new here, you should know that this space was created for men and women who want to stay strong, sharp, active, and independent after 50. And if you're already part of this community, thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me again today, because the topic we'll cover in this video may be one of the most important for aging with dignity and autonomy. And I want to ask you for something special today. As you listen to each point, count how many you can do. At the end, write your number in the comments. I want to celebrate with you. Do it now and we'll continue. Now, before I show you the part that truly impressed me, the technique that takes this information to an incredible level of understanding, I have to mention something. Everything I'm sharing with you now about the capabilities that define exceptional aging is just a small sample of what we've compiled in our comprehensive health guide for this stage of life. We've created 4 volumes that address, in a practical and in-depth way, the fundamental pillars of aging with vitality. These are 101 natural remedies for everyday life, where you'll find simple solutions for everyday ailments. The Ultimate Longevity Plan, which guides you step by step toward a longer, healthier life. The complete guide to your heart and blood pressure, so you can take care of your main engine with clear strategies. And Men's Health After 50, Prostate, Energy, and Vitality, an indispensable resource for men who want to maintain their strength and well-being. There's a special offer available right now to access all of these materials. You'll find the link in the description and a QR code on screen. That's the rest of the knowledge that transforms lives. But let's get back to the list, because what I'm about to tell you is the piece that changes everything. Things number 1. You can stand up from a chair without using your hands. It sounds simple, but try it right now. Sit in a sturdy chair, cross your arms over your chest, and stand up without using your hands, without leaning on anything, without using the armrests for support. If you can do it, you've just passed one of the most important functional tests in geriatrics. The sit-to-stand test assesses the strength of your quadriceps, the balance of your core, the stability of your knees, and the neuromuscular coordination of your entire lower body. After 70, most people need at least 1 hand for support to stand up. Many need 2, and some can't stand up without assistance. The reason is sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass that accelerates after 60. By 80, you may have lost between 30 and 50% of your muscle mass compared to your 30s. A classic study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that the ability to sit down and stand up from the floor without support predicts mortality. People who couldn't do it had a significantly higher risk of dying within the next 6 years compared to those who could. If you can stand up from a chair without using your hands at 75, your muscles are doing something most people can no longer do. You're a rare gem, and I want you to understand why this test matters so much. Because this isn't about a gym workout, it's about your everyday life. Getting up from the dining room chair, getting up from the toilet, getting out of bed, getting out of a car. Each of these movements requires the exact same mechanics. Quadriceps strength, core stability, neuromuscular coordination. If you can't do it without using your hands, each of those everyday moments becomes a challenge. And when challenges accumulate, independence erodes. Thing number 2, you can climb 1 flight of stairs without stopping to rest. 1 flight, not 10, 1 flight, about 12 to 15 steps from the bottom to the top, without stopping, without grabbing the handrail for support, without running out of breath halfway up. This ability tests 3 systems simultaneously. Your cardiovascular system, which needs to pump blood hard enough to fuel your muscles during exertion. Your respiratory system, which needs to deliver enough oxygen to meet demand. And your musculoskeletal system, which needs the strength and endurance to lift your body weight against gravity. After age 70, peak aerobic capacity, what doctors call VO2 max, has declined by 30 to 40% compared to age 30. The lungs have lost elasticity, the heart pumps less blood per beat, and the leg muscles use more oxygen for the same effort because they are less efficient. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that stair climbing ability is an independent predictor of cardiovascular events and mortality. People who couldn't climb a flight of stairs without stopping had a significantly higher risk of heart attack and premature death. If at 75 you can climb a flight of stairs without stopping and reach the top able to talk without panting, your heart, lungs, and legs are functioning at a level that most of your generation have already lost. Point number 3. You can bend down to pick something up from the floor and stand back up without help. You dropped a coin, a sock, your keys. You bend down, pick it up, and stand up without holding on to the table, without sitting down in a chair first, without asking someone to hand it to you. This movement seems trivial, but it isn't. It requires flexibility in the hips and knees, strength in the quadriceps and glutes to stand back up, balance to avoid falling while bent over, and neuromuscular coordination to execute the entire sequence smoothly. After 70, hip flexibility decreases significantly. Knees lose range of motion due to osteoarthritis, stabilizing muscles weaken, and the vestibular system that controls your balance loses precision. The result is that many people over 75 simply don't bend down. They avoid the movement altogether, not because it hurts, although sometimes it does, but because their bodies have lost the confidence to complete the sequence without falling. And here's a fact that I think is crucial. Falls are the leading cause of fatal injuries in adults over 65. And many of those falls happen during everyday movements like bending, turning, or standing up, not during dangerous activities, but during daily life. If you can bend down and stand up unaided at 75, your body still trusts itself. That's more valuable than you can imagine. Thing number 4, you can walk for 30 continuous minutes without needing to sit down. Not a brisk walk, not a run, but a steady, continuous walk at your own pace for 30 minutes without needing to find a bench, without your legs screaming at you to stop, without shortness of breath forcing you to halt. 30 minutes of continuous walking requires your heart to maintain a high cardiac output for half an hour, your lungs to efficiently exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, your blood vessels to deliver blood to your muscles in a sustained manner, your joints to withstand the repetitive impact of each step, and your nervous system to maintain balance and coordination for hundreds of consecutive steps. The World Health Organization recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week for older adults, but the reality is that less than 30% of people over 70 meet that recommendation. Most move far less than they need. If you can leave your house, walk for 30 minutes, and return without sitting down even once, your cardiovascular endurance is in the zone that researchers associate with greater longevity and functional independence. Thing number 5, you can remember what you had for breakfast yesterday and what you did last week. I'm not talking about remembering every single detail, I'm talking about being able to reconstruct the general sequence. Yesterday, I had eggs and coffee for breakfast. Last week, I went to the doctor on Tuesday, and on Thursday, I cooked for my grandchildren. This ability is called episodic memory. It's your brain's ability to store and retrieve specific events located in time. And it's one of the first cognitive functions to decline with age and one of the first to be lost in the early stages of dementia. After 70, it's normal to forget names occasionally. It's normal to walk into a room and forget why you went there. It's normal not to remember where you put your keys. That's normal cognitive aging. But if you can reconstruct your day yesterday with reasonable accuracy and can place events from last week on the correct day, your hippocampus, the brain structure responsible for forming new memories, is functioning at a level that many people your age have already lost. A study by Brigham and Women's Hospital in association with Harvard demonstrated that episodic memory is one of the strongest predictors of functional independence in older adults. People who maintain good episodic memory retain their ability to manage their finances, take their medications correctly, navigate their environment, and make informed decisions about their own health. If your short-term memory is still working at 75, your brain is a rare gem. Fact number 6. You can sleep 6 or more hours without waking up more than once. Sleeping through the night becomes increasingly difficult with age. Melatonin production declines. Nighttime vasopressin production decreases, increasing the urge to urinate. Deep sleep is reduced by up to 50% after age 60, and sleep architecture becomes fragmented with more awakenings and less time spent in restorative phases. By 75, most people wake up 2, 3, or even 4 times a night, and many accept this as inevitable. But if you can sleep 6 hours or more with only one awakening or none at all, your nervous system, hormone production, fluid regulation, and brain architecture for sleep are functioning at a level that science considers exceptional for your age. And this matters profoundly because sleep is not a luxury. It's when your brain clears toxic proteins through the lymphatic system. It's when your muscles repair themselves. It's when your immune system recharges. It's when your heart rests. Every night of uninterrupted sleep is a complete maintenance session. Every fragmented night is an incomplete session. If you're sleeping well at 75, you're giving your body the repair that most of your contemporaries no longer receive. Thing number 7, you can have a conversation and follow the thread without losing your train of thought. A normal conversation with your family, a friend, your doctor. A conversation where someone says something, you respond, the other person responds, and you can continue the thought without forgetting what you were talking about, without stopping mid-sentence and saying, "What was I saying?" This ability is called working memory. It's your brain's ability to keep information active while you're using it. It's what allows you to follow a conversation, do a mental calculation, plan the steps of a recipe while you're cooking, or remember the beginning of a sentence as you work your way to the end. Working memory relies on the prefrontal cortex, one of the brain areas most sensitive to aging. After 70, processing speed slows down, the ability to hold multiple pieces of information in mind at the same time decreases, and distractions become harder to filter out. Many people over 75 report that group conversations have become exhausting, not because they can't hear, but because processing multiple voices, multiple ideas, multiple turns in conversation requires a working memory that has weakened. If at 75 you can maintain a fluid conversation without losing your train of thought, without forgetting your point, without needing someone to repeat what they just said, your prefrontal cortex is functioning at a level that most people your age would envy. Thing number 8, and this is the most important of all, the one that sums it all up, the one that predicts your future better than any blood test, you can take care of yourself completely without depending on anyone. You can bathe yourself, dress yourself, prepare your own food, go to the supermarket, manage your money, take your medication at the right time, leave your house when you want and return when you want, make decisions about your own life without anyone having to do it for you. This is called functional independence, and it is the most powerful indicator of healthy aging that exists in medical science. The WHO defines healthy aging not as the absence of disease, not as having perfect blood tests, not as looking young. It's defined as maintaining the functional capacity that allows you to do the things you value, your things, your way, on your own. A study in the Lancet Healthy Longevity, with data from more than 35,000 older adults, confirmed that intrinsic capacity, the combination of all your physical and mental abilities, is the strongest predictor of future disability and mortality. Stronger than your cholesterol, stronger than your blood pressure, stronger than your glucose. This means that if you're between 70 and 80 years old and can take care of yourself without help, you're statistically exceptional. Not because others have failed, because the biology of aging is relentless and you're beating it. And I need to tell you something that no one tells you enough. What you've achieved keeping your body and mind functioning at this level at your age isn't normal. It's extraordinary. It's the result of decades of decisions, some conscious, some unconscious, that built the body you have today. Don't take it for granted. Celebrate it, because many people who started down this path with you can no longer do what you do. Let me tell you a story. A patient, let's call him Don Celestino. Celestino is 78 years old. Every morning he gets up at 6, gets out of bed without help, bathes himself, makes his breakfast, 2 eggs, a piece of fruit, coffee with cinnamon. He walks to the market, 20 minutes there and 20 back. He carries his bags, climbs the 12 steps to his front door without stopping, cooks his lunch, reads the newspaper, remembering every news item he read yesterday. He sleeps 7 hours, waking only once to go to the bathroom. Celestino has osteoarthritis in his knees. His blood pressure is slightly high, controlled with medication. He wears glasses for reading. He's not a Superman. He's a 78-year-old man with the normal ailments of his age, but he does all 8 things on this list. When I told him he was a rare gem, he laughed. I don't do anything special, I just do what I've always done. And that's exactly the point. Celestino doesn't do anything special, he does ordinary things. But doing them at 78 is no longer ordinary, it's exceptional. Now consider this. If you're over 70 and you can still do these things, these 8 things combined. Get up from a chair without using your hands, climb 1 flight of stairs without stopping, bend down and stand up without assistance, walk for 30 minutes without sitting down, remember what you did yesterday and last week, sleep 6 hours with only 1 awakening or less, hold a conversation without losing your train of thought, and take care of yourself without depending on anyone. If you can do 6 or more, you're a rare gem. If you can do all 8, you're exceptional. And if there are some you can no longer do, don't be discouraged. Each of these abilities can be improved with the right habits. Resistance training improves your strength for getting up and climbing stairs. Daily walking improves cardiovascular endurance. Flexibility exercises improve your ability to bend down. Restful sleep improves memory. Active socialization maintains working memory. And independence is protected by doing things for yourself every day, even if they require a little more effort than before. Don't stop doing things just because they've become a bit difficult. The day you stop doing them is the day you start losing them, and regaining them is much harder than maintaining them. If you know someone in their 70s or 80s who still does these things, send them this video. Tell them they're a rare gem. Tell them what they do isn't normal, it's extraordinary, because probably no one has told them that, and they need to hear it. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to receive more content designed especially for older adults who want to stay strong, sharp, and active. And share this video with someone you care about, because sometimes a single piece of information can change someone's life. Now take a deep breath with me, relax your shoulders, and remember this. Your age doesn't define your strength, your past doesn't limit your future, and your body is still capable of amazing changes when it receives the right movement, the right consistency, and the right mindset. You are not broken, you are not fragile, and you are not too old. Your body is still adaptable, still intelligent, still wants to heal, still wants to get stronger. If you've made it this far in the video, it's because you care about your health and want to live with more energy, more independence, and a better quality of life. That's why in our comprehensive health guides, we share how nutrition, natural remedies, and simple habits can help you regain vitality, strengthen your body, improve memory, support circulation, and maintain your independence for longer. All with practical changes and easy-to-implement tips. Find our guides by clicking the link in the description and scanning the QR code on the screen. 101 Natural Remedies for Everyday Life, the Ultimate Longevity Plan, the Complete Guide to Heart and Blood Pressure, and Men's Health After 50. Everything you need to take care of yourself at this important stage of life is just a click away. Thank you for being here, for listening attentively, and for taking action for your health. See you in the next video. Take care of your body, celebrate what it can do, and take care of those you love.